How's everyone's weekend? Where do we go from here is the real question, right? So, Tether about to close a weekly candle here. Obviously, we didn't see a higher high on the Tether dominance. We got rejected by the 7.8% region, and now we got a closure outside of the trend line. We'll see if we get follow through to the downside here on Tether. All right, that is going to be a pretty big deal if we do get continuation down, right? And so we want to pay attention to that. We did get a trigger here on the weekly on the TTM squeeze. All right, so we'll see if we get continuation. We would like to see a break below 7.5. That would be a weekly breakdown for Tether. DXY, we can kind of take a look at. Also bearish engulfing candle, but still in this massive uptrend, right? No denying that. We're just back testing this area right now. Would be great if we did get a little relief, right? If the DXY did come down. That would be really interesting to see, and we obviously can see that we are still making weekly bearish divergence. We didn't get across just yet on the MACD, but starting to come in. You can see the momentum is weaning here on the weekly chart. So we'll see if we do get some sort of follow through with that. We can see the Stoics crossing down on the weekly, so indicating maybe a potential reversal back to the downside. Okay. Bitcoin still around that 19.5, 19.6 region. We did close a daily right below the 50-day moving average. The last few times we've been rejecting it. So far we haven't rejected it. The weekly chart closing a weekly bullish engulfing candle. Not really lots of price action, but nonetheless a weekly bullish engulfing candle going into this week. All right. You can see just kind of chilling down here by the bottom of this range. Again, range bound between that 18.4 to $24,000 region. Not really much is going on since June, kind of just trading in this range, right? Long-term trend line, if we were to just connect the dots down here, this low down here at $6,700 would probably be the worst case scenario. As you can see, that would be a pretty catastrophic event if that did happen. I'm not thinking that happens, but if we do get one more rejection off the supply line, it would make a lot of sense for us to come down to test 14,000 to 11,000, 12,000 region. Not throwing that out of a potential scenario to have happen. I'm also not saying that I really don't know how this is going to break out, right? Who really knows? We just have to watch and pay attention to the structure, right? So we're still sitting right outside the weekly trend line here on the regular time scale chart, and we're just patiently waiting to see how it's going to break. And let me just get some tunes on. November 2nd should be interesting. Yeah, isn't November 8th the midterms? So the midterms, I think, will probably be a sell the news event. All right, so I think we might see some short-term relief into that, and it would make some sense for us to come and test this $23,000 region, which is confluent with the 21 EMA and the 200-week moving average. Testing these areas here after getting a reversion back down, we might revert back to the mean, which is the average, right? These moving averages here could definitely be tested before we really know which direction we're going to break. We could come up and test it and then reject it, right? Remember, guys, we are in long-term accumulation zones here for Bitcoin. Regardless if we do go down lower, I mean, let's be real about it. Is it going to matter in the next couple years if you bought, dollar cost average yourself down to $12,000 Bitcoin? I don't think it's going to matter. Remember, this asset outperforms pretty much every asset on the planet in the last 10 years. So Remember, do your own research. And none of this is financial advice. We are just simply following a chart and a trend line, right? So I'm trying to understand and make sense of. Yep. Repaid chart comes in around the first or second for a dump, right? Which is that last capitulation leg we're talking about. Yeah, let's see. So we still got extreme fear in the market, right? Bears aren't full yet. All right, so this is saying we don't go past 20K, or we test 20K and then we come down. Let me refresh this actually. Yeah, so this is, it's still saying by end of the month, beginning of November, crash money, final capitulation event. All right, so just be wary of that. Be aware of that. Nupal chart. I would assume we're still in this capitulation zone for now, and that's it. That's really all you guys need to know. These are long-term accumulation zones. Right, so we're just sitting down here in this capitulation zone. All right. That's really it for Bitcoin. We covered DXY, we covered Tether. Yep, it's decision time here soon. Let's look at ETH. So ETH holding above the 200-week moving average, right? So very nice closure there for ETH. This kind of looks like almost like a double bottom for ETH, actually. See if we get some resolution on this, you know. If we do get a closure above here, I mean, it's tough, man. If the markets really capitulate, this could really just get wrecked. Like, we could see ETH drop to like, you know, $800, even as low as like 600, I would say. ETH to 20K, yeah. I think eventually, man, eventually to 20K. But not yet. Not yet. Depending on how you draw this trend line, we broke it. And we're outside of it right now. I'm actually going to take it out of log scale. So we're right on a trend line right now. See if we get some action here. We technically broke it on the daily chart. See if we can really get out of here now. We had some sort of Gartley pattern here, maybe? Yeah, very shallow. I wouldn't really call that a setup, but let's see. Yeah, we'll check out ADA. ADA broke the rectangle. Could maybe come back up to retest this. Right, oversold conditions. Right, high or low on the 3-day here. Showing some divergence on the RSI. with a lower low on price. So we could see ADA rally on back up to retest that 40-cent region. We had some runners, man. We had OP. OP, we've been watching this one for a while. This one, nice falling wedge breakout here on the 3-day chart. Look at that. Look at that hammer candle there off the 3-day. Nice pivot right there. OP looking nice. Got an RSI breakout here on the 3-day chart. Nice little flag set up there on the RSI. What's Gala looking like? We were looking at this one the other day too. This one kind of broke the pattern. But maybe it just dips before ripping. See, we get those a lot. We'll look at Rad for toe there. So Rad. So just skating along or underneath the 50-day moving average here on the daily. Making higher lows, right? Holding the lows. See if you can get a nice 3-bar out of here. It takes some time for Gala to do that. Matic making some rips here. Up closing above the daily 200-day moving average. That's big news. We haven't seen that since February. This could be a change of trend here for Matic. Matic very strong. Not a lot of altcoins are doing this at all right now. Matic leading the pack for sure. You guys want to look at some traditional assets? We'll look at the futures here. NASDAQ putting in a pretty big closure last week, right? Closing above the 200-week moving average. Snapping back above it, showing that weekly divergence. See if we get continued price action there. For the NASDAQ. S&P, similar thing. We called the bounce off the 200-week. We got it. Got a nice candle there, 4%. Now this looks like kind of like a descending, broadening formation. All right, on the S&P. So all the major indexes bouncing off the 200-week. Which is good. Definitely want to see that. VIX closing below 30. Also good. We want to see that as well. Yeah, and the Stokes kind of topping out here on the weekly for the VIX, so that's good. So let's take a look at gold and oil here. Gold still below the 200-week moving average. Not a good look there for gold. Not looking too strong just yet. U.S. oil. Kind of just skating in the range right now. Right, just holding above this this 85 region. That's it. Silver. Silver holding at the 618 fib extension, that $18 region. Still below the 200-week moving average. Not a good look there for silver. But nonetheless, still making higher lows than this low here, back from coronavirus. See if this pattern still continues to play out. That's it. See if we can get follow through to the downside here on Tether. XRP, sure. Let's take a look at it. All right, so holding at a key level here of support, right? The 46-cent region. So holding. For now, we're rejecting a supply line. We could be maybe rounding out here. You know, maybe rounding out for a break back up to 80 cents. Not clear just yet, but holding the lows there for Ripple. So we have a TTM firing here on the daily chart. That just means that the asset is moving outside of the Keltner, all right? So it looks like range bound from about 55 to 41 cents in that range for XRP. Getting a reset, right? Showing that hidden bullish divergence there on the daily chart. Stochastics pointing up. You can see volume kind of receding here. So this could be interesting. See if this sets up here for another leg. Take a look at Hex, all right? Hey, Bitcoin, thank you so much for the $20 super chat, brother. Appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. So the running supply line here on Hex is still active. Looks like we made a low and a higher low. Looks like maybe a double bottom there on the daily. All right, so probably a good place for a little entry for a long position. You could trade this up to, well, let's see. Let's get some targets here for this. So anywhere from the 382 to the 618 fib extension, anywhere from about 4 cents to 5 cent region. All right, so maybe a nice 40% move in store here for Hex. And you can also see this supply line here being broken, all right? So nice breakout there for Hex. And you could see, like I said, up to that, probably up to that 5 cent region, all right? Maybe even up to 6 cents. Right, got some nice rounding action here on the RSI, setting up there for a move, all right? Hex looking pretty good here. Shift of momentum here. You can see the low and the higher lows coming in with the lower lows on price. Volume receding. You see this, guys? You see the volume, how it's nice and receded down here? There's a big move coming for this asset, all right? So yeah, Hex could maybe even trade up to the supply line. That's potential, okay? But conservative targets probably up to that 6 cent region, 5-6 cent region. Thanks again, Bcoin, for that $20 super, man. Appreciate that, brother. All right. Anyone else have any requests, special requests here tonight? Aave breaking out of a nice wedge structure here. Can clearly see the nice revert, like the structure kind of changing its momentum here. Okay, you can see the low. Kind of looks like an inverse head and shoulders pattern right there on Aave. You can see the momentum shifting on this structure here. Aave looking nice. Pride chart. There's nothing really to say, man. It's basically saying we're at a bottom. Pride chart saying we're at the bottom. All right. Let's go through some of these hedge fund tokens. If you guys want the list here that I made, make sure you guys join the Discord. I'll probably post this in the Discord at some point. So yeah, Lido, we talked about this one. Is it below the purple? It's technically below the blue, yeah. Yep. So Lido actually broke out of this wedge pattern. Right. Target, $3. Top of the wedge. 285. SNX also breaking out of structure. Forgot how I drew this, but maybe not. Definitely looking like it made some sort of double bottom down here, though. We got a bottom and a higher low double bottom. So this could maybe trade back up to 450, break that, then we can really run. Interesting developments right now on some of these charts. You can also see the volume receding here on this asset as well. AVAX. Looking like it, trying to wedge out of here. I guess has room to run right on the weekly chart. You know, back up to 21 bucks maybe for AVAX. Looks like a good spot for it. Going back into that squeeze. Yo! You guys are still in solo, man. This has been on a nice run. It's now making closures back above this 31 cent region. Looks like it's flagging. Falling wedges, right? Top of the wedge. That's the target completion zone for this asset, around 88 cents. If we can get there, that'd be great. That'd be a huge trade, man. 14 cent entry for this asset. About a 5x trade if we get there, boys and girls. Flow maybe putting in a nice doji reversal candle here on the weekly. That's not clear just yet, but definitely making a higher low than the previous low in June. Watch out for this one, man. I think this is going to be a big deal. I think this is going to be a big project here. What's Glimmer doing? This thing hasn't done anything yet, has it? Oof, this thing sucks. Oversold. Weekly candles oversold. 15 on the RSI. Volume completely receded. Something's got to give here on this one. See if we get a break. Getting close to that supply line again. I think Mover is out technically of the channel, or just. Also heavily oversold. Technically, this is out. Just consolidating here. Yeah. This hasn't done anything yet, man. When this thing does make a retrace, it's going to make a major move. Like, at least to test $30, right? And I would say anywhere really from the 382 to 618 regions for a common retrace after we put a bottom in. Anywhere from like $50 to $120 for this asset. Here you go. If this is the bottom anyway. Not confirmed bottom. But this is coiling, man. Look at that. You can see the RSI coiling up. Right? Nice little cup formation there on the RSI. Something brewing here on this chart, for sure. Just watch the volume, all right? Yeah, we'll take a look at Tesla. Tesla. Got back above that critical area there on Friday. Dojiing on the weekly. Yeah, towards the bottom of a range, man. So do I think BTC bottomed out? It's tough to say, man. It's going to really depend on how it reacts around that $22 to $23,000 region, around that weekly 200-week moving average. Can't really be bullish on the asset until it's back above there. So Yum stock, yeah, we'll take a look at it. Interesting, man. I mean, maybe this low and the same low on the RSI, we got some sort of divergence happening here. I mean, it's pretty close on the price too. Yeah. But the problem is we're not really really near any like long-term trend line, or we broke below the 3-day 200. It just seems like we're going to come and test 154 eventually for Tesla, which is the weekly 200-day moving average. We'll see. If it holds this area, got a nice breakout of this channel, and we could consolidate above it. We'll see. Stokes are still pointing down there on the weekly chart, so I think we still got some room for downside on Tesla. Okay. Monthly also pointing down, and yeah, I don't know, man. Any squeeze there like that, that doesn't look too good. Sitting at, yeah, sitting just above or right around bullish territory on the monthly chart. Just watch, man. This is going to cross up. That crosses up. That's multi-months of downside for Tesla. Tough to be bullish on this asset right now with the price action, given price action. All right. What's the stock? Yum? Yum Brands. Well, you're literally right at a long-term channel up area. So if you catch some bids here, this could be an area where you reverse. It looks like a nice little wedge setup here, potentially. Okay. You got your Stokes crossing back up, right? Weekly Stokes crossing up. That's a good sign. You got earnings coming up. You're sitting right around 40 on the RSI, so you're in the buy zone, all right, on the weekly chart. Assets in a long-term uptrend. This doesn't look too bad, man. As long as you don't break this channel and close outside of it, I think long-term channel up is still in effect here for this asset. So this looks all right. Yep, we'll take a look at total too. Sure. Total 2. Did we get a breakout on total 2? Wow, we did get a break. Total 2 breaking out of the structure here on log scale. Getting a weekly bullish cross there on total 2. That's interesting. Very sneaky there. Very sneaky. Total 2 sitting around 38 on the RSI. This is a breakout, technically. We broke the trend line, guys. Total 2 is out. Let's see if we get follow through. See if we get some altcoins ripping this week, boys. This is interesting. We could get a run up to about 659 billion on total 2. Alrighty. What about regular chart? So regular chart, I guess technically broke as well, right? Just consolidating here. Just consolidating here on the regular time scale. See if we get a rip up at the top of the range, that 660 area. Total 2. Well, we have receding volume, so we'll see if we get some sort of move. We're getting a bullish cross here on the weekly chart for total 2. Paramashar, thank you so much, brother. Appreciate your kind words, man. I've been a little behind on the calls lately, but love to give, yes, sir. Thank you so much. Gabe shall be home soon. I think another couple weeks for Gabe. Bitcoin, yes. Thank you so much, man. I do try to be as honest as I can be, man. Nobody really knows how these markets are going to play out. We're all here trying to learn. We're all here trying to do the same things, trying to be profitable, and trying to make some money in these markets, right? At the end of the day, that's really all we're trying to do here. So, if we can identify something, if we can see something clearly on the chart, I will do my best to identify it for you guys. And man, maybe total 2 is wedging here. Like, what is this? This looks very interesting. I'm gonna go to the line chart on this. This looks interesting to me. Sushi. We were talking about sushi down at that $1 region. You guys remember that? All you guys part of the alert service, you know? So this could consolidate. It looks like we got some room to run in the supply line here on that 675 region on the weekly time scale for total 2. Okay, so it does look like we can run. And this could take some time, of course, guys, right? And as long as we hold this base, as long as we hold this support, I think we could see potential move to the top of this range. I don't see why we don't see something like that. Unless the dollar is going to continue its move up, and Tether is going to continue pushing, and the Fed's going to continue tightening, and risk-on assets are going to just continue getting wrecked, then if that's the case, then yeah, man, we can just retest these supports and maybe capitulate, right? So we'll see how this goes. All right, we'll see how this goes. So for now, we're holding this support. We got major support down here around this 477 region, and the 200-week moving average right around that 458 level. All right. We'll see if we get a move to the top of the range, right? Lots of people can short this up here. Down here, it's not so good risk to reward to short, so we'll see if we get that capitulation end of next week. We'll see if we get this move up first. People shorting into that pump, and we'll see how that goes on total 2. We'll get total as well. So total sitting right on the weekly 200-day moving average there. Just resting there, right? I mean, total screwed. Yep. So it is a pennant down here, right? So these can break. We could see maybe a move up to the supply line. We could even break the supply line and even go to the top of the range. These break to the upside, I think 57% of the time. Polkowski, bearish pennants. Right, so we're looking at upward 57% of the time on these types of structures. And so we're looking at, you know, the bearish pennant, right, which is the movement down into the structure like that, right? What do I think about BNB? We can take a look at it, man. To me, it looks like a rectangle up there. And it did break the supply line here briefly. We'll see if we get some... It's all about the follow through though, right? We could break a supply line and then not do anything here. We'll see if we can actually get a move to the top of the range. Right, the top of the range is that $300 area, $320 region. You know, you got some confluence right here around the weekly 50-day and the 100-day moving average there for BNB. Still well above its 200-week moving average, right? So outperforming ETH, outperforming lots of assets, BNB. Volume receding here. Big move coming here for this asset. See if we get a, you know, depends on which way this breaks, right? We're in a pretty big squeeze here. You guys can see that the on balance volume and moving average here is haven't seen it, Parm. Weekly RSI 44, you know, basically around neutral. Not really giving us any edge, unfortunately, but did close above that supply line. We'll see if we get any price action. Right, we did get a closure up here. This looks like double bottom on the daily. So if we can get a closure above the 50-day moving average, we can move up to the 100-day, which is around that 283 level, and then eventually the top of the range, which is around that $300 level. If you can reclaim the daily 200-day moving average, then you can talk about making a nice move. Okay. Until we do that, we're still stuck below these moving averages. All right, for BNB. Bitcoin, thank you so much, brother. Appreciate your super chat. Appreciate your kind words, man. Really do appreciate that. DYDX here on the move. Pretty close to double bottom and stuff here for DYDX. We could see a move up to the top here through 259. Could maybe take a long up there after reclaiming that area as support, right? Double bottom, continuation. See if we get that. Another asset that was good was that FXS. This one also double bottoming. We're looking for a closure back above this 750 region to maybe take a trade up to about $14 on this one. So patiently waiting for this setup here. Cake. We called that one out at $3, right? $3.20. That was the entry we gave. The alert service. I remember the cake. Let's see. Where did I chart this at? There it is. Forget where I charted it at, but was it? Yeah, okay. Right out of supply line, yep. Very close to breaking out. This is where you want to look at the volume, see what's happening. Yeah, there's a big move coming, right? You can see that the volume is completely receded here for this asset. Something's gonna break. If it doesn't break up and it gets rejected here, it could be a big move down. So, see, just pay attention. You're right. Watch that 410 region. That's that low. Okay. If BNB breaks out, then this one could break out, right? Looks like it's ready to do it. Aptos. How is that coin doing? There's not really lots of... There's no data on this one, man. This looks like it pulls back. Looks like it's overbought here on the 4 hour. Yeah. What else you guys got? Yeah. Mana head and shoulders pattern kind of playing out here. Yeah, not really looking too hot. Maybe 48 cents for mana, potentially. Doesn't really look too hot, unfortunately. Right, down the sloping channel, below the 200-week moving average. Weekly Stokes haven't crossed up just yet. Yeah, we'll take a look at TRX here in a second. TRX. Sure, Till. We'll take a look at him here in a sec. Still holding the bottom of this range on TRX. Right? Like, you can clearly see we have a buy wall there. And it's holding for now, but back testing this region as resistance for now. That's not looking too good. I mean, yeah, you're holding above your 200-week moving average for now. We'll see if you get a nice move up here on Tron. No real clear edge on this asset. Sitting, you know, basically neutral on the RSI on the weekly. You're working on a weekly cross up. Yeah, you're working on a cross up here on the moving average divergence, but no cross just yet. You could maybe test up to the moving averages up here, okay? Around that 7-cent region, you could test that. Who knows, if we really get some volume to come in. Yeah, you're receding on the volume. So maybe a big move coming here for this asset. Hasn't really seen volume since 2021. And really since the 2018 bull market, but hey, Tron. All right, Engine Coin and Alice. So Engine's sitting on a weekly support level back from 2018. Could get a bounce here. You're right at a supply line. See if you can break out of this little wedge here. You're kind of coiling on the RSI a bit. Doing a bunch of nothing though. But yeah, you can see the wedge in development here on the RSI for Engine Coin. See if you get a break, an RSI break on this one. Let's look at Alice. Similar type of structure, right? Supply line coming down. You keep making lower lows on price, so not really too much to talk about here. I mean, you would like to see a break back above that 190 region. You can get back above that, then you can talk about testing maybe the top of the range. But until then, you're just kind of skating below the supply line. Volume's receding though. Alright, so you could be looking at a move potentially coming here shortly. 3 days sitting around 34 on the RSI, so you're in the buy zone for sure. Maybe some sort of wedging happening here, but not very clear. See if you get some sort of break on those converging trend lines. Yeah, there's not really any selling pressure happening right now, so could be working on a move up. Looks like it's coiling here on the daily. So just be patient here. Looks like you could get a move shortly here with this asset. All right. Hey, well, if any of you guys took advantage of Sheep Token sitting around $11 right now. We took an entry around this $3 region once we broke this channel. So nice little 3x here. All right, I want to wish everybody a wonderful week. If you guys have any questions about what we do here at STP, of course, always message me. Anybody? Is Shib's still alive? Let's take a look at Shib. See. I don't even know where the data is on this asset. Sitting above support. I don't know. I wouldn't touch it. What do I know? All right. Uniswap is interesting here. Getting pretty tight there. Coin to watch out for this run is Starknet, guys. STRK. Watch out for this one. Adidas. This is Apple. I don't know. I can't chart it right now. I'll have the agreement signed for them, but yeah, just pay attention to Starknet, all right? Yeah, we checked ETH already. Go back in the stream, brother. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining the stream tonight. We'll catch you guys in the next stream. You guys have a wonderful week. Make sure you guys smash up that like button, hit the subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel. If you enjoyed the content, of course, make sure you guys leave a like and a comment. Thank you guys so much. Catch you guys next week.